In the earlier part, we have studied about the Russian Revolution, everything about the Russian Revolution and its worldwide impact. We have studied, I have taught there. I hope you understood it one because no student came toward me. There is any difficulty in this chapter. So your SST teacher is a very scholar, skilled person. So there is no any difficulty. My students are learning very well. Am I right? Okay, now we are moving toward the next chapter, the chapter number 3, and the last chapter of the history in our syllabus. This is the last chapter of our syllabus. One by one, every book I am completing. So with this chapter, we will complete our history's syllabus. So you will be free to learn. You will get more time to study and find the difficulties if you get them. You have studied or may came to know about one personality in the world, that is the Hitler. Don't know whether you listen the name or not. Do you know anything about him? Hitler. About his cruelty.
Yes.
How many people he killed there? More than 8 million people he killed. More than. 1 million means 10 lakh. 8 million means 80 lakh. And more than it. So how, in which way he killed the people? There are many videos or the storybooks are there. How Hitler was behaving, how he was treating to the people. Do you know about it or not? You are having curiosity about him. So about that dictator, one of the greatest dictator in the world, whenever the dictatorship is referred, we cannot forget the name of the Hitler. So that person's name, or about that personality, how he rose in his power, how he treated to the people, these all answers we are going to find in this chapter. That is the Nazism and the rise of Hitler. Here are some keywords. I will share the PPT. Afterward, you can study these keywords. Through video also, you can study this one. These are the points we will study. All the 5 points. Nazism and the rise of Hitler. First one point is the birth of the Weimar Republic. Second, Hitler's rise to the power. Third, the Nazi worldview. Then, in a Nazi Germany, what was the status of youth? How they were treated there, or how they were the power for the country. Then, ordinary people and crimes against humanity. How the ordinary people reacted to this Nazi power and the crimes which went against of the humanity. These are the 5 points you can see in your book also. Am I right? So these one by one in detail we will study. Make this lesson, this chapter take 2 weeks. You are having experience about the earlier chapter. 2-3 weeks we spent to learn that chapter. So here also, may it is needing at least 2 weeks. No hurry. When we are studying history, there is no any hurry by my side. मी कधीही घाई गडबड करत नाही कारण हिस्ट्रीला टाइम द्यावा लागतो. एक वेळ जिओग्राफी, इकॉनॉमिक सायन्स कमी वेळेमध्ये गुंडाळलं जाईल, पण हिस्ट्री कधीच नाही. So these are the events, some important dates. May start having in your book also. But whenever you are studying the history, the dates you must be remember it. Dates आठवल्याशिवाय, नाव आठवल्याशिवाय कधीही हिस्ट्री सोपं जात नाही. हिस्ट्री जर सोपं जावं असेल तर डेट्स आठवणं लक्षात आहे. केवळ डेट्समुळे हिस्ट्री आवडत नाही आणि नावांमुळे. मला माहिती आहे मुलांना हिस्ट्री का आवडत नाही, त्यांचे डेट्स लक्षात ठेवावे लागतात आणि त्यांची नावं लक्षात ठेवावं लागतात. सक्सेसर लक्षात ठेवावं लागतं. अकबरचं सक्सेसर कोण, हुमायूंचं सक्सेसर कोण. So that is why students don't like this one. But if once you control, once you command on the dates, the histories are very easy. So here are some dates you will study. This is the picture of the Adolf Hitler, the Germany. Nazism and the rise of power. First point, the birth of Weimar Republic. Before that, some background part is here of this chapter we will study before the birth of Weimar Republic. The first page which you are looking in your textbook, that is the climax scene. Film, you are having very experiences to watch the films different. काय फिल्म मध्ये असं क्लायमॅक्स सीन पहिल्यांदा दाखवला जातो आणि पूर्ण फिल्म फ्लॅशबॅक मध्ये दाखवली जाते. बाहुबली असंच आहे ना, क्लायमॅक्सचा सीन अगोदर दाखवला जातो आणि फ्लॅशबॅक नंतर. फ्लॅशबॅक म्हणजे अगोदर घडून गेलेला असतं आणि हा जो पहिल्यांदा सीन दाखवलेला आहे तो क्लायमॅक्स म्हणजे शेवटचा सीन असतो तो पहिल्यांदा दाखवला जातो आणि त्यानंतर मग त्यांच्या रिमाइंड मध्ये ते मेमरीज मध्ये जे असतं ते एक्सप्रेस केलं जातं. बऱ्याचशा फिल्म मध्ये किंवा सिरियल्स मध्ये असा फ्लॅशबॅकचा प्रकार दाखवला जातो. हा नाझिझम आपला जो चॅप्टर आहे हा ही पूर्ण फ्लॅशबॅक मध्ये आहे. Getting? Don't get confused. What I am saying that should only keep in mind. The first page, what you are looking in your textbook, that is the climax scene, and the complete chapter is you will study in the flashback form. अगोदर घडून गेलेलं आहे आणि हा शेवटचा सीन सेकंड वर्ल्ड वॉर संपत आलेलं. Yes? Very horrible situation was in Germany when the crimes, the Nazism was going on, and it came in an end also. The scene depicts it everything. Read the story, it is very interesting. In the spring of 1945, this is the end of Second World War. Again and again, I am repeating the events and dates because you should remember it easily. This is the end of Second World War. जेव्हा मी रशियन रिव्हॉल्युशन सांगत होते तेव्हा मी फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉरचा रेफरन्स देत होते सारखं. आता नाझिझम शिकवताना नेहमी देर विल बी रेफरन्स ऑफ द सेकंड वर्ल्ड वॉर कंटिन्युअस because this event is related to the Second World War. The first one, Russian Revolution, was related to the First World War. We are not going to study what happened in the First World War, what happened in the Second World War, but the events which went hand by hand in that period, that we are studying here. Getting? माझ्या लँग्वेजचा कोणाला प्रॉब्लेम नसावा अशी अपेक्षा आहे. जर लँग्वेजचं काय अडचण असेल तर तुम्ही मला थांबवू शकता, विचारू शकता. टीचर गडबड करताय, तुम्ही बोललेले शब्द समजत नाही, तुमचे प्रोनाउन्सिएशन वेगळे वाटतात. इफ यू आर हॅव्हिंग, होप सो देर इज नो एनी डिफिकल्टी. In the spring of 1945, spring is the season. May in geography you have studied or in EVS, first, second standard la शिकला असेल. 1945, a little 11-year-old German boy called Helmut was lying in a bed when he overheard his parents discussing. Same condition can happen in our home also. सर्वच गोष्टी आपले पॅरेंट्स आपल्यासमोर बोलत नाही. किती जरी डेमोक्रेटिक होम हाऊस असलं आणि किती जरी डेमोक्रेटिक फॅमिली मेंबर्स असले तर काही गोष्टी ह्या मुलांपासून लपवल्या जातात. जेव्हा इकॉनॉमिकल सिरियसनेस असतो, हा इकॉनॉमिकल सिरियसनेस किंवा क्रायसिस मुलांसमोर बोलले जात नाही. मम्मी पप्पा दोघंच एका बाजूला जातात आणि त्यांचं वेगळंच डिस्कशन चाललेलं असतं. पैशाच्या अशा अडचण आहे, आपल्याला कर्ज काढावं लागेल तेव्हा मग आपलं आणि प्रॉब्लेम सॉल्व्ह होईल. पण मुलंही आता तुमच्यासारखी मुलं म्हणजे काय बरंच समजत असतं. 14-15 वर्षाच्या मुलांना चांगलं समजतं. एक 7-8 वर्षाच्या मुलांना समजत नाही, पण 10-12 वर्षाच्या मुलांनंतर कळतं की आपले मम्मी पप्पा काहीतरी बोलतायत, त्यांच्या हावभावावरनं कळते काहीतरी प्रॉब्लेम आहे घरात. तसंच हेल्थ मस्त पण झालं. ही वॉज लाईंग देअर ऑन अ बेड. ही ओव्हरहर्ड. What he overheard that would see. Overheard understood? काहीतरी कानावर पडले. He just get the voice not clearly. Overheard. ते बोलत होते त्यांच्यात त्याला समजलं. 11-year-old German boy called Helmut was lying in a bed when he overheard his parents discussing something in serious tone. The tone was serious. Whose tone was serious? Helmut's parents. His father was doctor, physician. His father, a prominent physician, he was a doctor, deliberated with the wife whether the time had come to kill the entire family or if he should commit suicide alone. He was accepted there, discussing there. This is now time. I have to kill my complete family or have to commit to suicide alone. जगणं माझ्याकडे राहिलं नाही. I have to make end of my life. What do you think? Why it was they were discussing in this way? तो तर एक डॉक्टर होता तरी पण का त्यांना असं या आवाजात ते बोलत होते? His father, a prominent physician, deliberated with his wife whether the time had come to kill the entire family or if he should commit suicide alone. His father spoke about his fear of revenge. Understood? He was just having about the revenge. Do you know what is revenge? बदला. हा नाझीला सपोर्ट करत होता. आता जे नाझीच्या विरोधात होते ते आपला बदला घेतील याची त्याला भीती वाटत. So that is why he was thinking in this way to make end of his life. Understand? Revenge, saying, now the Allies will do to us what we did to the crippled and Jews. What we have done with the Jews, may the Allies can do with us. This was the threat in the mind of this Helmut's father's mind. Get? आपण जे Jew बरोबर केलेलं आहे. Jew was one community that. About them we are going to study. May you heard also about here the Jews. Jew हे जर्मनीमध्ये राहणारी कम्युनिटी होती, धर्म होता. त्यांच्यावर हिटलरने अत्याचार केला होता. हिटलरला जे फॉलो करत होते त्यांनी पण त्यांच्यावर अत्याचार केला होता. आता हे आलाय जिंकले. आपण जे ज्यू बरोबर केलं ते आता आपल्या बरोबर होईल. दिस वॉज द थ्रेट इन हिज माइंड. गेट? धनराज, get it? Crippled the Jews. Crippling, injuring. ते काय म्हणतो आपण मराठी तरी नेटवर डिपेंड आहे. हे पण नेटला कनेक्ट केलेलं आहे ना. Now the allies will do to us what we did the cripple and Jews. The next day, he took Helmut to the woods where they spent their last happy time together, singing old children's songs. Later, Helmut's father shot himself in his office. And in this way, he made the end of his life. Last day, they spent an happy time there together, but in the last, he shot himself because he was threatened earlier. त्याच्या डोक्यात अगोदरपासून भीती होती. शेवटी त्याने स्वतःचा शेवट हा केला. एवढा हॉरर का आला त्याच्या डोक्यामध्ये, एवढा टेरर का त्याच्या डोक्यामध्ये आला, that we will see here. Helmut remembers that he saw his father's bloody uniform being burnt in the family fireplace. So traumatized, shocked, traumatizing, shocking, असा खूप गहरा शॉक, भयानक शॉक. त्याला एवढा भयानक शॉक लागला होता की तो घरी जेवण सुद्धा करायचं त्याने बंद केलं. त्याला वाटायचं माझी मम्मी मला विष घालून मार. त्याने अगोदर डिस्कस केलं होतं पूर्ण फॅमिली तर मारायची किंवा मी तर मारणार. पप्पा तर आता मरून गेले. स्वतःच त्याने खरं केलं तर मम्मी पण मला मारेल त्या भीतीनं हा घरी जेवण सुद्धा करत. इट इज ट्रॉमाटाइज. अंडरस्टँड? शॉक विथ दिस इन्सिडेंट बऱ्याचशा फिल्म मध्ये दाखवलं जातं. Traumatized was he by what he had overheard and what had happened, that he reacted by refusing to eat at home for the following 9 years. He was afraid that his mother might poison him. Everywhere threat was there. लहान मुलांच्या डोक्यामध्ये सुद्धा थ्रेट होता. Do you know threat, fear, terror? These are the similar words. May I use the different word there, but meaning is the same. Understand? Although Helmut may not have realized all that he meant, his father had been a Nazi and supporter of the Adolf Hitler. Already I have said it. His father, the Helmut's father, was the supporter of the Nazi or the Adolf Hitler. Many of you will know something about the Nazis and Hitler. You probably know the Hitler's determination to make Germany into a mighty power and his ambition of conquering all of Europe. He was thinking, I am belonging of the Aryans, Aryan community religion. In 6th standard, you have studied about the Aryans. I don't know you remember or not, but in the 6th only the Aryans are there in our syllabus. Hitler belongs from the Aryan, and he was thinking Aryan only the pure community in the world, and they are taking birth on the world to rule on the world. फक्त जगावर रूल करायचा अधिकार ज्याला आहे तर ते आर्यनच आहे असं हिटलरला वाटत होतं. म्हणून तो बाकीच्या कम्युनिटीला कमी लेखायचा आणि त्यांना संपवण्याचा प्रयत्न करायचा. कम्युनिटी म्हणजे धर्म, वेगवेगळे जाती, ग्रुप. So he was having aspiration to earn, to own, to conquer complete Europe, conquer, capture, overcome, Trump, not Donald Trump. You may have heard that he killed Jews, but Nazism was not one or two isolated acts. It was not one act or two acts. It was system there. सिस्टीम मध्ये खूप गोष्टी असतात. फक्त कॉम्प्युटर ऑन केला म्हणजे सिस्टीम रन केली असं नाही, त्याला बऱ्याच गोष्टी कनेक्ट असतात तेव्हा ते व्यवस्थित चालतं. दॅट इज द सिस्टीम. सो नाझिझम वॉज द सिस्टीम, नॉट इट वॉज द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ वन or two acts. But the Nazism was not one or two isolated acts. Isolated means only that. It was a system, a structure of ideas about the world and politics. Let us try and understand what Nazism was all about. Let us see why Helmut Haber killed himself and what the basis of his fear was. In May 1945, this is the incident happened. In May 1947, Germany surrendered to the Allies. Surrender, give up. Getting? So Germany given up there from the war. So Germany surrendered to the Allies. Allies was the group in earlier part we have discussed. In that way, there was also centralized power and Allies power were there in the Second World War. Central powers and Allies powers. It was discussed in the earlier chapter. Russian revolution मध्ये केलेला आहे आपण discuss. त्याचप्रमाणे याच्यामध्ये कंट्रीज थोड्याफार बदललेले आहेत. ते कोण होते आपण बघू पुढे. But Allies means against of the Germany. Anticipating what was coming, Hitler, his propaganda minister, Goebbels, and his family committed suicide collectively in the Berlin's bunkers in April. स्वतः हिटलरने सुद्धा सुसाईड केली होती त्याच्या फॅमिलीचे त्याच्या लोकांनीच विचार केला सुसाईड करायचा नाही तर स्वतः हिटलरने सुद्धा सुसाईड केली होती. त्याच्या सुद्धा डोक्यात भीती होती. At the end of the war, an international military tribunal, or this tribunal, do you know dispute? Court माहित आहेत ना? हे जे कोर्ट आहे ते कोर्टांचं काय काम चालू असतं? Give justice. Sometimes what happens, every time you cannot काय झालं? We will see here. An international military tribunal at Nuremberg was set up to prosecute in the last year we have studied political science prosecution, public prosecutor. Nazi war criminals for crimes against peace. Nazi made the war against, it was the peace. The war crimes against humanity. पुन्हा पुन्हा क्राइम्स या ठिकाणी केले गेले. एकच क्राइम झाला नाही तर अनेक क्राइम या ठिकाणी झाले. दिस ऑल क्राइम्स वेर अगेन्स्ट ऑफ द ह्युमॅनिटी. ह्युमॅनिटी मानवता. मानवता म्हणण्यापलीकडे अत्याचार आहे. माणूस म्हणते ना अरे माणसाची माणसासारखं वागावं कुठला तरी आहे का नाही काय माणुसकी त्याला. तर ह्या माणुसकीच्या विरोधात अनेक क्राइम्स पुन्हा पुन्हा अगेन अँड अगेन द नाझीज मेड क्राइम्स. इट वॉज डिक्लेअर्ड इन द न्यूरमबर्ग ट्रिब्युनल. Understand? Germany conducted during the war. During war, the Germany conducted the crimes again and again against of the humanity, especially those actions which came to the killed crime against humanity, raised the serious moral and ethnic questions, and invited worldwide condemnation. What were these acts? Condemnation, complete disapproval, showing complete disapproval. Condemnation, showing complete disapproval of the world. Understood? Till here? Under the shadow of the Second World War, Germany had waged a genocide war. Genocidal war. Genocidal war. The meaning is also given in your book. You can read that. The killing on large scale, leading to destruction of large section of people. मोठ्या प्रमाणात लोकांना मारणे. Mass killing. Genocidal killing means or means mass killing. हजारो लोक, लाखो लोक, just I said 8 million people. लाखो लोक. Genocidal war, which resulted in the mass murder of selected groups of innocent civilians of Europe. The number of people killed, including 6 million Jews, 2 lakh gypsies, 1 million Polish civilians. Polish means they belong from the Poland. The citizen of Poland called Polish. आता तुम्ही म्हणता टीचरला आपला पोलीस नीट म्हणता येत नाही. So she is calling Polish. So it is not there. 70,000 Germans who were considered mentally and physically disabled, means they were not healthy. The person who is not feeling healthy or not looking healthy, to him also or her also, Hitler was killing. माणूस कसा पाहिजे एकदम परफेक्ट पाहिजे, टाकलं की वाजलंच पाहिजे नाणं. It was the hopes of the Nazism. Besides innumerable political opponents, विरोधक. Nazis devised an unprecedented, never done. ह्याच्या अगोदर कधीही झाला नव्हता. न भूतो न भविष्यति. Some events are called na bhuto na bhavishyati. It means in the past also it was not happen, and may in future also it cannot be happen. That is called na bhuto na bhavishyati. Understand? Means of killing people, that is by gassing them in a various killing centers like Auschwitz. This is the place where he killed people in the gas chamber. The Nuremberg tribunal sentenced only 11 leading Nazis to death. एवढं ह्या लोकांनी mass killing केलं. Then also the Nuremberg tribunal just only the 11 killed only 7 respected people, those who are in the Nazis. Sentenced means hanged. मरेपर्यंत मारणे. मरेपर्यंत मारणे. मरेपर्यंत फाशी. फाशीचे 2 प्रकार आहेत. का ह्याने 11 लोकांना मारलं असेल किंवा 11 लोकांना दोषी ठरवलं असेल? व्हॉट डू यू थिंक? They sentenced only 11 leading Nazis to death. Many others were imprisoned for life. The retribution, that is the punishment, did come. Yet the punishment of the Nazis was far short of the brutality and extent of their crimes. जे क्राइम्स त्यांनी केले त्याच्या बाबतीत कंपेअर केले तर 0.1% पण ह्यांना ही शिक्षा नव्हती. They killed, mass killing would have done. Then also only the 11 people were sentenced there. What is that? The reason also given here. Yet the punishment of the Nazi was far short of the brutality and extent of their crimes. The Allies did not want to be as harsh on defeated Germany as they had been after the First World War. ट्रिब्युनलला त्या सेम ऍक्शन घ्यायच्या नव्हत्या ज्या फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर मध्ये घेतल्या होत्या किंवा फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर संपल्यानंतर घेतल्या. Look, the relation is, this is the end of the Second World War. Then also the reference is here of the First World War. So what happened in the after the First World War? Everyone came to feel that the rise of Nazi Germany could be partly traced back to the Germany experiences at the end of the First World War. Everyone was thinking why the Nazi was rose in power, why they treated in this way in the Germany. It was traced, it was related with the end of First World War. दुसऱ्या महायुद्धाची बीज ही पहिल्या महायुद्धामध्येच पेरली गेली होती. The roots of Second World War was sown in the end of First World War. So what happened after the First World War? Then this Nazis rose there, or this incident taken place in the Germany. That answers we are going to see in this part in this chapter.